Hi CC families, I just wanted to send a quick video to go over what we did in class today. So in case you wanted to know any of my tips and tricks that I've used with my kids along the way, I will include them here. If you have any questions about anything, please reach out either by text or feel free to email me as well. Okay, so week 14, cycle 3. What did we do? We talked about linear equivalence. You can get out a ruler for this and just say 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. 12 inches equals 1 foot. They made our hands really big. 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. And then we said 1 kilometer equals 5/8 a mile. For to break, we had our grammar goblin, and he was able to eat. Let me show you what I have. This is our grammar goblin. I use him for our irregular verb, just meaning that when you conjugate this verb tense, it's not just add an ed to the end of the word. There are different forms of it. So if you look in your guide, you'll see that the different forms here are listed. Infinitive, present, past, present participle, past participle. If you were to conjugate those down, it just goes to break, break, breaks, broke, breaking, broken. And I had little popsicle sticks and we fed him. Then we moved on to tycoons, and for tycoons I had a cutout worksheet, and I also downloaded the CC Cycle 3 app, and I played that while we erased one word from our dry erase board. Actually 2 words at a time. We just cycled through it. Tell me about tycoons. During the late 1800s, tycoons like Vanderbilt, Rockefeller, Carnegie, and Swift fueled the nation's industrial age by developing American resources. And that is on your CCCD. There are links on it connected, and the app. For Latin, we went over John 1 verse 2, which is hoc erat in principio apud Deum. And my pronunciation that I try to copy comes from King Things. Ross King has a CD and a song for this, also from the app. So if you are really into it, we do classical pronunciation, not ecclesiastical pronunciation for CC. So again, John 1 verse 2 is hoc erat in principio apud Deum, which means the same was in the beginning with God. Moving on to timeline, we had Columbus sails to the Caribbean, and I think I'll just do the motions. Columbus, sea hand. Columbus sails. Okay, so this is the same motion that we use for the Phoenicians in the alphabet, but Columbus sails to the Caribbean, and then we put a crown on our heads for age of absolute monarchs. Moving to the Protestant Reformation. So these are our hands in sign language. They stand for Reformation. We're going to twist our hands over top of our wrists to show change. Protestant Reformation, Spanish conquistadors in the Americas. This is taking our hood like a matador, pulling it over top of our head, and then drawing our sword in the Americas. Calvin's Institute of the Christian Religion, Council of Trent. So Calvin's Institute of the Christian Religion, this is the sign language for Jesus, or point to the nails on your wrist. And then Council of Trent is the Catholics' Reformation. So we had our Protestant Reformation, now we have our Catholic Reformation, which is the Council of Trent. And then we're going to do the Baroque period, which is kind of because of their flowery, ornate use of light in the way that they painted. We're kind of showing that we are also ornate with our hands. We're flicking them off, showing lots of decorations for the Baroque period of the arts. Our mountains that we are in right now for geography, Northwest Mountains. So if you pull out your map, this is in your guide, a smaller version, the black and white version. There is also a color version in the back of your guide as well. If I can find what page, I will tell you. Yes. I think it's on page 249. Oh, here we go. How about even better? 246. Page 246 of your guide has the map in color. If you do Memory Master, we'll have a conversation about that at another point. You will need to use a black and white map. So our Northwest Mountains. On this side, we have our Cascade Mountains, which are right here. Week 14, Cascade Mountains. We took our little Waldo and we said that he was marching up the Cascade Mountains, and all along the Cascade Mountains there were dishwashers filled with triangle plates, and they were using Cascade soap to wash these plates. Well, Helen was washing her dishes and her dishwasher exploded. Helen was being such a saint trying to clean up all the mess, which helps us remember that this first dark triangle is Mount St. Helen. But Helen needed lots of help because there was so much suds everywhere. She really wished that there was rain to help wash this down. Waldo continued to walk north and saw the rainiest mountain he'd ever seen. In fact, he thought, I should name this Mount Rainier, but someone else already had named it Mount Rainier. So that's our top mountain. Then Waldo was like, I'm done with all this rain. It's so boring. Let's go where it's colder. He actually came down here to Alaska, which is up north, to this extended mountain range. Right here, he found a den. Inside this den was a girl named Allison who had sled dogs. Allie was hiding in the den with her sled dogs, which helps us to remember the name of this mountain is Denali, the den of Allie, the girl that had sled dogs on the mountain in Alaska. So that's the quick version of the story of Where's Waldo. I may or may not continue to use that. I kind of lost them with the story. They seem to really just enjoy the show me, tell me, which is show me Mount Rainier, show me Denali, color it in, erase it. So I'll see what continues to work for this age group. But that's a little story that goes with geography. Next, science. What is an element? Whenever we do a science question, we always repeat the answer. An element is a basic chemical substance defined by its atomic number and atomic mass. I just printed out a puzzle and had them match the puzzle pieces together for this. Okay, then we went on to Picasso. For Picasso, this is the extra pack that you can buy. This is not a timeline card. This is in the arts and the science card section, which is extra. I think it's it was $15. It covers a bio of our artist and some information on a picture. All right, so Picasso, Pablo Picasso. Our purpose of the next 6 weeks is to study a little bit about the biography of the artist and then to imitate their work. So we did a circle on the piece of paper, and then we drew interesting shapes for our eyes, our nose, our mouth, all of those different things. Feel free to recreate this at home if your child enjoyed it. It's one of the most fun things, I think, with CC is when we recreate our work at home, whether it's grammar or even art. So whatever you enjoy. So Picasso is our artist today. There's also, and I'll try to find the link for it, there is a YouTube Kids channel that does a really cute job with all of the artists that we cover in CC, and they make a little cartoon about it with their bio. If I can find it, I will link it in the email. All right, the next thing we went to was our hands-on science. I like to teach a little song that goes, the scientific method is purpose, hypothesis, materials, procedures, results, conclusion. And that's just ingraining into their mind what is the scientific process or the scientific method. And I will try to sing that and teach it to them as we go along. So we had 2 science experiments this week. The first one was not at the same time. So the big point of that was that matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time. So that was their first concept. Or actually, that was technically what we did second, which was putting the marbles into the jar and looking at displacement. If you wanted to take displacement up a notch, you can look up Archimedes, and you can look up a really cute child's book called Archimedes Bath. I'll link it if I can find it. I know Amazon had it because we bought it, but it was really cute children's book. I'm sure you can get it at the library about Archimedes and how he discovered displacement with metals. Next, we had the dry paper one, which also was showing us that air has matter, that air is matter. It takes up space. Kept our paper towel dry, even though we submerged it underwater. So go ahead and repeat both of those experiments at home just for fun, to show dad, to show another older sibling, younger sibling, someone who wasn't there. Big things that we're talking about with this is matter, mass. You can bring up volume, and you can talk about your states of matter: liquid, solid, gas, and plasma. I hope you guys have a fabulous and wonderful CC. Make sure that prepare something for presentation. If you don't, or if it's a crazy week and you forget to, don't worry. I will always have questions that I will ask your student. To remember some big things with our presentation, we like to say who we are. We like to have 3 points to talk about and then wrap it up with an in conclusion. This is what I told you. All right. So more to come, and I will continue to look forward to seeing you guys. If you have any questions, reach out. This is good to see you guys today. Bye.